I don't want Enigma, right? He'll get it eventually. The hero can farm quick. Maybe just put a little more priority. And that's what I mean about this game, where a loss could be on analog to kind of deal with this by himself. Because I feel like if they try rotating supports to help and it doesn't work, you're not only ruining the supports game now, but the puck game plus supports will be ruined. I'd rather just the puck not have a good game. Well, he needs some type of game. I wouldn't say any game. Like, he needs to find a way to just be okay in the mid lane, get to level 6 without too much assistance outside of like some rune control, stuff like that. But he can't have a babysitter in the mid lane. A good way to do that is be on the high ground here.
You get first blood in game 1. So if you're going to be able to get first blood once again, Wave of Terror. Quite the way to be able to get all the vision you need. Okay, one's going to try and charge up the concoction. Only lands on Ace. It's looking pretty good for Diet, but this level 1 in of fire is going to make him work for it. Nonetheless, it will be tired through that finds first blood, and now they're going to look over to Schofield as well. Durant shows some great body blocks out of the Terror Blade. Needs to finish his food, and he will. And they might even get KJ as well. Torrent connects onto 3. Durant, go for it. Come on. Just go for the dive on the T2. Why not have a trip back to base as well? They'll find 3. It's like you said, that is Durant, your carry is definitely one interesting man. He knows no fear about diving deep.
And the big thing I'm looking at here is going to be just the fact that EXP, this Huskar, yet again, poor analog, man, a bad matchup. And yeah, he got some EXP out of that. But if you look at the Huskar, he got almost half a level out of that. So already coming to the laning stage with just less experience. And experience is what makes Huskar really good, right? Once you start getting more points on the Berserker Blood, 1 point in the Burning Spears, I think it's pretty much lights out at level 3 when you play Huskar for your opponent. You're going to go level 2 Berserker Blood. You're going to be scary at that point, but not super scary. And then when you get level 3, oh, he's going Spears level 2 actually, so not even going for that particular build, but he'll definitely get a point into that later on. And that's when Huskar gets really scary. 1-1-1 build.
Silver linings, they did get 4 bounties on Heroic, so at least there's that.
Yeah, I was wondering why the gold was coming. Makes sense.
Why is Inner Fire level 1 this dumb? Why do I see a spell that costs 75 mana and does 120 damage, has a knockback, and also a disarm at level 1 for 75? What is this spell?
Well, it's just a good Dota spell. I don't know what to do.
Yes. The classic broken level 1s. I'd say this is probably one of the higher tuned level 1 spells out of a lot of them.
It is. I mean, any nuke at level 1 that does over 100 damage is generally really good. And this is why you see every Huskar get this at level 1, because it just secures not only a lot of harass. Yeah, mid lane's over now, unfortunately. The lane is on Twins Hill. He's got boots. He hit level 3. And I feel like this is just like, there's no coming back from this. You can try to come back from this, but you're just not going to.
It's not really a hero that's able to farm the jungle as well. Like we saw yesterday what it was, the Viper Primal Beast, and I think Thompson was playing the Primal Beast, and he could just actually go back and even farm up some stacks. It's going to be much more difficult for Analog to do that this game.
When you dirty Huskar picker. Well, he did drag a creep with him though, which is a bit of a mistake there, as the equilibrium will now kind of shift. But guess what? Huskar doesn't care that much about creep equilibrium, because he can attack you under your tower without taking tower aggro.
Not a fan of orb walking? Wait, Schofield? 2 couriers? Okay, that's nice. They got none of the items.
That is nice. Yeah, I guess I'll take a look at the other lanes now. There's something about Huskar lanes that are just fascinating.
Infuriating. But have you got last pick Huskar multiple times in events? Sounds like some PTSD.
Just pubs.
Just pubs? Okay.
It's even worse than pub. Because at least in an official game, you're just like, this is our fault for not banning it. But in a pub, you're just like, I tried to ban it, it just didn't go through, you know?
I mean, far out. How does the puck have more last hits than Divine Llama? What?
Well,
not a
I
good
did
sign.
mention, right, where TB does not really care about this lane very much, and that's why.
But should it stop him from farming though on the Conquer?
To this degree, no. Not necessarily. I don't remember though, did Defy Llama it skill Torrent at level 1? Maybe that was the case. If he did, then then he just kind of, that's one of those game ruining things, right? Where you do it and then you regret it immediately after, so.
Big from Ace.
But yeah, this is definitely a lane where if you come to the lane with Torrent level 1, they just go on you. And you have to hope that Torrent hits. And if it's a really hard spell to hit, right? With no setup, which they don't have any setups. The only good thing that is happening in this bot lane is the fact that both the couriers died, and these couriers are yoked. Full shreds on Terrorblade courier. And on the Venge courier, he's got a bunch of regen, another blood grenade. So this probably helped Defy Llama quite a lot getting that double snipe by Schofield. But once these couriers do arrive, this already bad lane is going to be absolute disaster.
I don't like the way you paint the picture because top lane's not going well as well. They're going to get another kill onto KJ. I mean, Ace has just gone all out stats. Bracer, Wand, damage as well with the blades he attacked. He's almost able to finish the phase boots if he wants. So we're going to see pretty shortly. Like K1 might be forced back to the jungle early on. Bottom lane, Durachio with that meta. Is he going to get Divide Llama? Nice done. Flexion should give him the vision. Not actually enough.
Oh, got him!
Okay, never mind. It is enough. They get it in the end. So there we go.
I mean, I don't know what you want from Ares. Like, look at this CS board. Like, it ain't pretty. Like, most of the damage is coming from this mid lane and bot lane, but this top lane ain't pretty early either. So, like, this is definitely one of those games. All right, Schofield trying to bait him. Durachio, this is classic Durachio. Ultra aggressive, but worked out for him. Very good. Yeah, mid lane is just like, it's not a lane. That's like, there's nothing going on there. Bot lane, absolute disaster. Top lane, we got 3 disaster lanes. So within the next like few minutes, we're gonna start seeing the effect of everything happening on the map. The one good thing happening is Puck got a DD, but guess what? Puck's just hit level 5. What's he gonna do with this DD truly?
I wouldn't mind Analog considering about stealing Radiant's Wisdom or at least going for his own. I don't know what else he really does at the moment. Like, you maybe just
farm that Wildkin camp.
Alright, alright. Oh, you're always using DD for the extra damage with the orb, and he's getting farmed there. At least they own something.
Like, he can't even trade with Huskar with the DD rune, right? It's just kind of how Huskar works. Armlet is almost online for Quinn as well. Almost doubling up the denies that Analog has in CS. Not going well. Top lane as well, yet again. We're going to see KJ. What is that, his 4th death now for the game? I think one of them was in the... 3 of them in the laning stage, one of them in like the pre-game.
Is under attack.
Durachio denied the wisdom. Oh my god.
Oh, that's a pretty good play.
Says only 1,000 net worth lead, but I'll tell you what, this is so much worse than that, especially with the Alchemist. I mean, you have 3 heroes mid. And Tofu sees this as well. They're going to see KJ moving top. I think they got a glimpse of Schofield as well, so you are sacking bottom. And I don't know what you're really going to be able to do with the supports regardless. Analog getting jumped on from Quinn, still without the level 6. Has it up and available now. We'll drop the coil.
Okay.
Have they got the damage?
Where's this armlet?
You're going to need some TPs. One will come through from Divide Llama. And without the armlet from Quinn, he's going to end up going down to also get Tofu as well. They are some much needed kills. They won't catch Celery out on the TP, but you also now get another power rune for Analog. So are a couple things going their way.
Yeah, I think Quinn feeling a little god mode there. His courier was on the way, by the way, with an armlet. And I think if he has that armlet, he kills them all. So maybe a little bit impatient there. I mean, he does have the armlet now, but still giving away a little bit of something that you probably wouldn't have have given away otherwise if you would have just waited for your armlet before making some of these tower dive plays. But they're gonna smoke.
Queen?
Yep, Quinn and Celery are coming top.
Think they're going to be able to kill GG beforehand, though. I mean, Ace has got the arena at the ready. Pofu's got to run in the direction of the reinforcements, and now as soon as they see Quinn, you're praying that some of the members can get out, but unfortunately, the all-important one, K1, goes down, and Schofield will make it in the river. He will not get too much further away from that. Wave of Terror. Well, not enough. Is he actually going to take
Schofield does. He's making space.
The wisdom's still there. Will he check?
And he's gonna get the wisdom. No. He probably thought he's still being chased, right?
I mean, yeah, I suppose. I'm unlucky, unfortunate.
Because you don't expect the wisdom to be there at 9 minutes into the game, right? There's no way.
Oh boy. Oh, great smoke from GG though. Nonetheless, Queen getting active with the armor. Like you said, what could have been the difference? Ace is super deep. Right in front of the T2 tower. But again, Quinn is going to look to rotate. And he actually wants nothing to do with it. Never mind. Quinn was thinking about potentially helping out Ace, but reevaluates that opportunity and thinks that maybe it wasn't the best go for him. So he's going to look to get out. Unfortunately, you do lose Ace once again.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, I mean, these are kills you desperately need, right? And a little bit of impatience coming through Gaimin Gladiators. Something I didn't really expect to see after how crisp the last game was. But, Quinn diving a bit too far in the mid lane. Now Ace playing a bit too far up. And you're playing next to these towers, right? Which means you can just easily TP in if you are on the side of Heroic here and kind of like help get these kills. And Ace in the bottom lane is trying to set up and defy Llama. He is fast, but not fast enough as they do scout that out.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
K1, he's out of there. Interesting enough for K1, he bought the Talisman Evasion over the Relic first.
Just gotta bring that up. Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, a perfect way for us to explain how bad this game is going is the fact that he went for the Talisman first.
Yeah. Feels like he needs that extra protection against Huskar.
Oh god. Oh, look, honestly, they've done a pretty. Maybe it was to GG's fault in a way, but they've done a decent job to stabilize his game. It was looking like it really could have got out of hand, but they're in a fine position. Your cores are actually finding a decent chunk of farm. But with that being said, though, like Dota2 is really going to be a big issue at the late stage of this game, and that's really where he shines against the Alchemist.
I mean, you really can't explain enough on how much of this game was on a knife's edge. And they will find Dota2 here, but they got no damage.
Maybe they get the Venge. Do they? Why can he get in range for the X? I need to just go for the Torrent instead, and well, Ace is going to be able to push him back, so it's like both sides are fine. I mean, Arena used, Coil used. I don't know who's more happy. Maybe Die just because they kind of dodged a bullet. Dota2 showing up to the lane as well, maybe wanting to try and put some pressure onto the tower with the Metamorphoses.
Okay, I mean, Coil's down, I suppose, so you can just run mid, but you gotta know Arena too. You have no Huskar. We'll just see if Heroic respects this or not. Or if they want to try and make a play. And it looks like they're gonna make the call, just let it go. Go hit some creeps. Let's go ahead and finish our Radiance up for K1. Enigma, he's gonna farm up for Mechanism. It looks like none of them are really going the route of the Vessel. And Gyrocopter, I think he's just saving 1300 gold for the Shard, coming at 14 minutes here. Nothing queued up, which would make a lot of sense. It is quite a good Shard. One of the only reasons why this hero is played on support, actually.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So I think the big question is going to be, what do Heroic need to give up to actually take this bottom tower? Because currently we're seeing Gaimin Gladiators, you've opened up the map with the tier 1 top and mid. And again, with the rough start you had, you're really going to need as many camps as you can get to be able to catch up. But Gladiator is going to make sure that this bottom tower does not go for free. So, see, of course, they're not going to...
Roche.
Okay, yeah. Let's go things.
This is one of the few heroes left in Dota that can actually solo Rosh like really early, right? Ursa can't do it anymore, Mivu can't do it anymore, but Huskar, the lone standing hero that can do like the 12-minute Rosh by himself. Thanks to the armlet toggles and things of that nature will definitely help him out.
I understand, but not going to be able to do anything with it. Does get the tier 1, so that's kind of the trade I was speaking about for bottom. Like, what did Heroic need to give up to get that tower down there? Instead, you know, they have to give up Rosh, but they get the tier 1 mid. So that gives you a little bit more map control, enables Analog to get this shield rune. You've got Witchblade completed. It's nice. You're at least able to get something out of the map for the ages. The only question is now Quinn having BKB coming out, surely these tier 2 towers are going to be under threat.
Yeah, and another big item is really just going to be this Agnum Scepter coming out from the Kunkka. That'll be the big one, the team fight that they need. And yeah, honestly, this game has been stabilized. It really felt like ever since that dive mid, if this Huskar would have got a triple kill instead of dying there, this could have been like a situation where they just had no map whatsoever, but because they're able to get that kill, because they're able to get a kill on Ace on top, they're able to slow the game down just enough so Hector could have his Radiance online now. He's going to be farming it up. Vi Llama's been doing a good job farming too. And of course, Analog, he's just doing what he can. They're just playing keep away. The real question is, in Dota. Okay.
Should be fine.
Shield rune used. Alright, and he's out. But the threat there, just letting him know that I've got an eye on you, I see you, I've got a heal.
Front of a tier 3 tower is like, come on guys, seriously? I can't even be here? Analog might be in some trouble. Still on cooldown, of course, his mobility at this stage of the game is very much lacking. And Ace is hunting, looks like no one else is really stalking with Ace as well.
Found the Vi Llama here too. Alright, good Torn, good Torn. I really want to see this Kunkka just ignore everything and farm the stags, because if you go high ground right now in Gaimin Gladiators, I mean, I'm down to sell your bracers too, whatever it takes. Like, they're gonna need this for this next fight, 100%, and they're doing it. They're going for the 16-minute high ground on Gaimin Gladiators. Aegis is available, Huskar is available.
They cut top at least. I mean, I guess it's a catapult wave though, and TB can kind of tank as well. Need to kill it, and they'll do just, they almost get the Aegis as well. But importantly, you cut top. Nicely done. Enigma went through the portal. You're able to deal with the wave in front of the tower thanks to the glyph. So, and you've got people farming. Like you said, Divine Llama went to the triangle, K1 farming down bottom. So very small things, but Heroic are doing everything they need to continue to stall this game.
Radiant are scanning.
Honestly, Heroic is playing a lot better when they're playing from behind than when they're in a position of power, right? When they're in a position of power, they kind of cut off their own map, but like in this game, they're doing a really good job just spreading the map here and getting the farm they need. The real question is going to come down to, can they take these team fights? Especially into an Aegis. And how much do you want to
K1.
press the envelope?
Oh, that's big. That's big. Ace and Co, they were well aware. Stellar and Tofu were nearby, also on a hunting expedition. They had a great read of where K1 was playing across the map, and they're going to be rewarded.
And Dracho ends up using his Metamorphosis here in the mid lane. Very sparing, not unsparingly using the meta. Just popping it to harass the puck mid. We'll see if that transitions into a mid push. Which it looks like it will. But to me, this kind of reads that they don't really want to go high ground with this first Aegis. And they definitely don't need to. There's like no urgency to end the game in like 20 minutes against Heroic's lineup. However, you do have a lot of potential threats coming from Heroic's lineup the later this game goes. You do have the Black Hole. Of course, you do have Venge to kind of somewhat deal with that. You have the Torrent Storm. You have Coil. And like what could happen if KJ gets a blink is the puck, and he can just silence the Venge, right? And you can just make them all in play. And if you can manage getting a Black Hole on Huskar and the TB, all of a sudden you might be in a position where you might be able to kill these heroes.
Let's see, they're actually going to smoke aggressively on Heroic. Schofield and Analog together. Top lane though, Ace again with this vision that they have. Know that no one's playing behind K1 at the moment. I mean, they're starting to move on over. They've got KJ nearby with the threat of the black hole. Divine Llama's going to try and get in range for all the AoE control. They will still lose the Alchemist, but can they get revenge though? The spam from afar makes it an even 1-for-1 trade, but over to the right side, Ace slams down the life for Schofield. Now Analog, does he want to actually go in for this? He was able to set up for this burn, that's all they need. One stunned black hole far too late. And now KJ, well, he too will end up dying as well once the ultimate expires, as finally Gaimin Gladiators is able to get more than just one kill in a skirmish.
And that's just like not how your fights can go, right? The fights are starting with, okay, and they're not done yet.
Well done, Ace. Aggressive jump, and yet they're going to be able to get another as well. Quinn, maybe? Okay, they will with the Wave of Terror. I mean, you're TPing back in the Alchemist. He might die as well unless he cancels it, which will exactly happen. But it means that Schofield also dies back-to-back times. So they stabilize this game, and then that Alchemist death down bottom just completely blew this apart.
I mean, the one up top too, right? The 2 in a row. Ace is blowing this game wide open. If it's like a straight 5 vs 5 where everyone gets their spells off and everyone's attacking each other, maybe you have a chance if you're heroic, but Ace is catching this Alchemist every single time. He's dead before the fight even starts. It's a long-winded fight. Eventually, you finally find that one opportunity to get a black hole, and you get it, but your whole team's dead. So, therefore, you're not going to kill anyone out of it. Unfortunate situation, but Ace is just doing a fantastic job, and not only last game, but this game at just finding and catching heroes and repositioning. And yet again, we're gonna find a puck, but never mind. Maybe we're not.
Opportunity now.
Tarashio save? Is it a Tarashio save?
I'd look for this.
No, he's gonna die.
Not gonna come out. They'll lose Ace regardless. And Torrent Storm is required to secure the kill, so they won't have this now. Maybe Gaimin Gladiators. Is there a threat of the turn potential? Dire's still going to be lacking the ultimates, and Quinn will consider it. Analog gets a great silence onto the backline. That's the puck's role, trying to deal with the supports. He'll take Killer's salary, look to Tofu next. The aim of the game is to completely avoid Quinn, but he's making that difficult. In a fire, along with the burning spears, Alchemist will actually live with the chemical HP regen. Can they still get more out of this heroic? You got to be cautious, Quinn. Is a raid boss at that, but maybe there's an angle for them to go back in. Tofu ready with a turn. Ultimate laid down on the other side of the tree line. They'll pay it some respect. Analog's going to be able to address it. Schofield will sacrifice it right, but Dyrachyo even wants to come back in as well. Quinn will not even die. Ace is back alive now as well. They stuck around for far too long, and Analog, the Yule stopped the Jaunts away. Once again, Ace with this use of the Yules, should get Analog, maybe nice dodge, not enough. Celery drags him back to his grave and was looking good. Then the turnaround was there. Gaimin Gladiators beautifully done to be able to reposition, wait for the respawns, and in the end they will still come out on top.
Yeah, that was one of the longest fights we've seen today, but either way, the fighting might not be done. As you do see, Dyrachyo TP bottom.
Got the Torrent Storm. Again, they need to deal with the support.
Well, they used a lot just to kill a support.
They get Tofu as well.
Nope.
Oh, got away.
Look at this. Schofield, what's he doing? It's like, we're not done here. Let's go.
And look at Ace's position. He's kind of like angling over if there's an opportunity for Schofield if he kept going, but go over to the east instead.
I think the game is going to start getting a little more difficult the moment the Scotty becomes online for Dyrachyo. Because what we're seeing in these fights is right now you can live if you're K1 under the cover of your BKB, but the moment those spears start stacking up on you, which is also another reason why this Huskar hero is pretty good in this patch, is yeah, your BKB ends, but then you have like 12 stacks of spears on you, right? And they're probably going to die afterward. That regen just helped them in that last fight, be able to not die there. But if there's a Scotty debuff on you, and you got a bunch of spear stacks on you, you're not going to be long for this world here on the Alchemist. So it's going to come down a lot down to bursting. Can you burst a hero? Because these long fights, for sure, favor Gaimin Gladiators.
Dire are scanning.
You got a scepter now as well for Quinn. Oh, 400 gold, I should say. Really gets this one. So a lot of items getting picked up. A lot of very impactful items for the boys on Radiant. And we're going to have to see what Dire can do with the limited net worth that they have. But again, something you mentioned. They've got teamfight in abundance. And they execute that though. Kofu. Okay. Hey, I mean, he's pretty tanky with Pipe and with Celery standing behind him. Quinn is not nearby though to offer some assistance. Dyrachyo turns with his guarding ace. I mean, that's a beautiful arena. That's the exact path they need to retreat. And the Dyrachyo, he has nothing to worry about. Can easily stand his ground and start to get the right clicks out. And with the Skadi, so Divine Llama will not escape from this mess in the middle lane. Analog's going to try and create some chaos in the backline, but yeah, hang on, Elk. He's going back in. Quinn with that scepter freshly completed is going to stop any escape, and all set up thanks to Ace's angle with the wraparound of the arena, making sure there was no possible way for Heroic to get out with the quick Crystal Maiden kill.
That scepter just came on the courier there, and I think K1 was like, it's fine, you can ult me, my manta's ready, I'll just mant it off and walk away. But yeah, you're not manting off an Aghanim Scepter of Huskar here, so he gets locked down and he goes to the grave there. And now there's that additional threat here on Gaimin Gladiators. If this Alchemist gets caught by this Aghanim Scepter of the Huskar, it's going to be a very big issue. It has longer range now, has a 3-second taunt, and that's exactly what Huskar wants to do. They want to lock down this Alchemist during his BKB, and he has to press his BKB during this, because if he does not, what's going to happen is he's just going to get chain stunned, right? The Alchemist is going to get stunned by a spear, whatever it might be, a magic missile, and he's going to die. So every second of this BKB is critical for K1 here. And I would like to see for him get a mobility item. Something that can jump into these fights, because walking in seems like a risky business.
Blake is pretty much
you want to die?
Option, right?
Okay. He blinks out. Yeah, I mean, Blink, he's going Shadow Blade. That's also technically something that can help him get in.
Item from the Grave, Silver's Edge. I can't remember the last time I saw someone buy this.
Technically still good versus, you know, the Huskar. But ever since this can be BKB'd off, it's kind of felt like, you know, and obviously Crystallis not being part of the component anymore. So you don't get the crit. Yeah, the item's pretty bad. Well, let's just be real. Like, they nerfed it intentionally. It used to be like buy it every game on every carry, no matter what, to like very situational, very, very situational.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It's gonna be scary though, going up against 4 minutes worth of the Ages. We've seen they've had a lot of difficulties dealing with Quinn. Now, Divine Llama has a very interesting position out of the Conquer.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Is it gonna be enough with him running to the middle with that Torrent Storm? We're gonna have to find out, because this is almost all or nothing now. Maybe Quinn not gonna go down. In fact, Ace, there's the jump in. Boat's gonna fly out, and that'll be a beacon of where the Conquer's currently positioned. They don't care about him though. It just doesn't matter if there's a threat of a wraparound. Quinn jumps in.
Quinn
BKB used it on the first life.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Got a little bit spooked there. But yeah, not having BKB for that second life, something gotta be cautious of. But with a lot of these spells being down, it looks like they're not quite scared yet. Stellary's position is going to be what really matters here, as the Black Hole, I think, is one true spell that can probably turn these fights.
Stellary's always been known for his incredible positioning though. So a lot of that's going to come down to the puck, which honestly, I think there's been multiple fights where Analog's done a pretty decent job of actually dealing with the supports, but he needs to continue to do that up against a very, very tall order here as Analog. Maybe I'll Shadow Blade
for another 3 minutes.
Jumping Ace once again is going to get the start. Nice silence. We'll stop the spear. It's probably just enough. All they needed was the yaw so Quinn could jump in. Meanwhile, they've got the backline supports. The Black Hole onto 2. Elfu should still go down, but you used everything for the supports, and now what have you got left to deal with the Gaimin Gladiator cause? I mean, you've still got Aegis, you've still got Cheese. They can go one by one. K1's gone. Now the objectives are going to be next as well, and you're stuck outside the base. Ace should be able to get the Yules onto Analog, but they want the heroes, so they want the objectives. They can take the pick of the litter. Looks like Quinn, he'll be able to jump and catch out KJ. I mean, meanwhile, Dorachio's just dealing with the objectives also inside the base. He recognizes he's not required.
Dire's top barracks has fallen.
Ace? They're gonna get him. Analog's stalking. Divine Llama is back up. You're gonna lose Schofield, and you're still not gonna kill Ace. They gave him the cheese, I believe. Nice handoff there from GG.
And Dorachio sitting at 20% health with the cheese and just like, nah, you can have this. He does have a valve from that trusty shovel of earlier. Crystallis picked up. And yeah, I guess you don't stop it, right? You still got the Aegis. There's no black hole. Arena misses, unfortunately, but it doesn't matter.
Torrent. Oh boy, look at the damage. Torrent swam down for a couple of seconds before the death. That's a pretty good concoction.
There's no BKB on this Valk.
It doesn't matter. Quinn jumps him, life break holds him into place. You got no buybacks on Heroic and soon to be forced to tap out of this second game. As again, this is back-to-back performances of what a lot of people would have been expecting from Gaimin Gladiators at DreamLeague.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
Yeah, I think exactly what they needed, right, to stay in the groups too, to get some more wins under their belt. This is a series that they probably couldn't afford to lose. And a lot of learning lessons along the way, I think, in this group stage by Gaimin Gladiators. And even in this